Hi, I'm Brandon, I'm 29 years old, and I drive a Tesla Model 3 with full self-driving beta in it. I'm about to be joined by my older sister, Courtney, who, if you haven't seen our last video, please do yourself a solid and go check it out up here. She and I went for a drive in full self-driving, and we got to see it do some interesting things, offered a lot of our thoughts, and had some really cool perspectives to discuss in that video. In this one, I'm going to pick her up and we're going to go and try a more difficult spot where there's a good chance full self-driving is not going to know what to do yet. So we'll see if we can get it to make a mistake. If so, we'll offer some more thoughts, and I'm going to show all that in the rest of this video. We'll have some banter. The whole thing will be in full self-driving while we're going on this ride. Please drop a comment below if you see something in this that interests you, that you want to see more video about. And please be aware that I'm putting all this together hopefully to earn your like and subscribe, but also so that we can start a discussion in the comments. All right, we're on our way. We have here Punch in the Nav, the mall close by, and you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's go. Here's a cool left-hand turn for us to see. Not bad.
Not bad.
Tiny bit shaky.
I mean, barely. Barely.
That was probably about how shaky it was the first time Mom saw the left-hand turn, and she was like, nah, I don't like this.
Really?
Yeah.
Mom!
I know. She was a trooper. She actually did a great job handling it, but... Interestingly, it thinks the speed limit is 65. Is it actually 65 here?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, it just went down to 50. I think it was still interpreting the freeway back there. The map system.
Top of it, kind
yeah.
of? Yeah. I think that's interesting. Funny.
That's hilarious.
Dad would just get mad.
Dad would get mad at me too.
He would just like,
lose
it just became this like really frustrating experience, and so it just,
Yeah, he would lose patience. Mom was definitely the more patient one. I got a 99% when I took my driver's test, and the only mark I got removed was I was taking it in the test driving school's car, and I wasn't used to it, and it was a really small sedan, and when I turned around to look behind me to back up out of the parking spot, my elbow bumped the edge of the horn, and the horn played, and he took a point off.
They marked you off for that?
They marked me off for that. Other than that, perfect driving test.
And that's like your claim to fame to this day.
I mean... Still haven't used that in my YouTube channel either yet. I know. I know. I should have started somewhere with that when I was making my videos about safe driving.
He brings it up at parties.
Thank you.
That would be cool.
Okay, so it stopped. It sees 2 stop signs. Does it want to stop for both? No.
I don't think it would pick up the train up top on the monitor. Ooh. Make a wish. Did you make a wish?
I wish autopilot gets us back safely.
I don't think you're supposed to say it out loud.
Autopilot, you better get us back safely. Oh, so it's actually confused. You're getting to watch it make a mistake.
Ooh.
So it's supposed to do a U-turn right here, but it's frozen. It's not doing anything.
And it thinks there's a person there, but there's not. Did you see that?
Yeah. And so it didn't do the U-turn. It's just going straight instead.
It's confused.
It is very confused. Check it out. We're getting kidnapped. It's taking us on a whole different route.
What is happening?
It's because I said my wish out loud. It is very confused right now. It even stopped for this left-hand turn, which you're not supposed to do. So one of the parts of being a beta tester that I actually learned from YouTube is if it ever gets confused, I step on the accelerator and encourage it to go forward, and then it will regain confidence.
Huh.
But it is struggling in the confidence department right now.
Whoa.
Whoa. This is good. This is good that you get to see some of it not performing like it's supposed to.
This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's drama.
This is
We're
very
adding
dramatic.
drama to our drive.
This is the car Furious that I was making a wish into that tunnel.
Amazing.
It's being temperamental. Okay, there's a car in front of us. No, it's fine. Slow down a little bit, but handled that okay. That was smooth. It's regaining some confidence. It's very interesting that it took us so far out of the way after failing that U-turn instead of like finding another U-turn.
Yeah.
I wonder if maybe U-turns just aren't part of full self-driving yet. Maybe they haven't like perfected that code.
Maybe. I mean, I guess they're a little tricky.
Oh. All right.
Oh. It did not. What?
It was in a bike lane right there.
So was it mad at you, or what just happened?
That just took me out of full self-driving. That was a forced disengage, is what that's called.
Wow.
I'm really glad you got to see that on camera.
Woohoo!
So I can re-engage autopilot, but what happened right there was the car was confused enough that it wasn't confident to keep going, and so it told me to take over immediately.
Interesting.
That was a very fascinating thing to catch on camera.
I mean, that was a little freaky though, because it was almost like
Yeah.
you thought something was like really wrong.
Yeah.
The way that the alarm went off. Like, I appreciate that it was intense to get your attention, but it was almost like you know when you're driving and someone goes "watch out" and it like actually makes you overcorrect or do something wrong.
That's like almost like nightmare fuel. I'm sure I'll have a dream about that later.
So I wonder if part of this too is this bridge is technically like not a public road.
Right. That's interesting.
See how it says like use at own risk.
Yeah. It is coming to a stop right before the stop sign. So it's smart enough to be able to do that.
So it's still recognizing, yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's not like it's not part of Google Maps. It's still there, but I wonder if that played any kind of role in confusing it.
It handled the stop signs part of it fine. It went through the tunnel very clearly too.
Yeah. Well, that was fun.
So, okay, now I have to ask, seeing it fail like that, what are your thoughts now? Are they different from before?
I don't think it made me trust it any more or less. I think that's just a real world reaction. It's going to have the ability to decide if it needs to have you take over. You know, it's I guess a little jarring. That was the first time that I saw it.
Sure.
But and I feel like, again, you're in the driver's seat right now. If I was in the driver's seat, I'd probably be like, whoa, what's going on?
Right, yeah.
But overall, I mean, I still like the tech. I still like that, this is where we're at. Like, the future is now.
It is.
You know, I'm excited that by the time my kids are driving, I don't have to worry about them doing the things that I did when I was
crazy to think about.
16 or 18.
Yeah. No more parallel parking during driving tests.
Oh my gosh, thank God.
Yeah. I mean, driving tests might not even be a thing in the future if cars are strong enough.
You know what? That's an interesting conversation to have, because I wonder if maybe in the far future that maybe driving tests won't be a thing, but in the near future, how are they going to evolve? What's going to change?
Right.
Are they going to force a situation like that where you have to immediately take over so that they can see your reaction time? Are they going to add in components to see how you interact with, your screen, and how can we bring driving tests up to modern day?
Totally.
Because the reality is, I know obviously we don't want people texting and driving and getting distracted and all that kind of stuff, but this tech is helpful to that,
right,
while also requiring you to interact with it,
right,
and to be almost a distracted driver. So
absolutely,
be very interesting to see how that changes over time.
Yeah. I think that this is also going to have a number of updates that will kind of show the crafting of autonomous driving, because I think that there's a good chance that U-turns are not perfectly coded yet. The way that should have done a U-turn, and it got confused, and it went to the right lane instead of just staying in the left lane and going around, and it went straight, and then it kidnapped us, took us into a neighborhood, and took us around, and then it even wasn't able to confidently navigate the bike lane, and it freaked out and told me to take over. Those were all a number of things that will get worked out in code. Oh wait, forgot to send that in. So then they'll be able to look back and see what the issue was, why it disengaged. But yeah, I think that as the future of self-driving grows, we'll have a lot more understanding of what that's going to look like. But also too, once this is a fully self-driving car, are you going to need a steering wheel anymore? Or will you just bring a PlayStation controller if you ever need to take over?
Yeah, that's a good question. And we're seeing some of the concept cars that we're seeing. I was just at the Concours d'Elegance just very recently, and I got to see a lot of the concept cars there in person, and there were definitely a couple with no steering wheels, or ones that, you look at the
steering
Audi,
wheel pops out.
Yeah, how the steering wheel goes in and out and stuff like that. And yeah, like I said, the future is now. It's awesome.
Well, thank you very much again. Do you want me to post your stuff in the chat below? I can clip this out if no.
What?
Do you want links to your stuff? Do you have socials you want people to follow you on?
Oh, I mean, if you want to...
Do you want a shout out?
You can find me on Instagram, I guess, if you want.
I'll post links to her stuff down below in the description. And yeah, if you haven't already checked out my other video with me driving with my mom, go check out up there. And drop comments below if you have ideas for my next videos. Thank you.